I spent over 6 months making this cosplay, and I decided to film my entire progress. Or at least most of it. I also decided to compete in this cosplay in Australia's biggest anime convention ever, SmashCon. And hey, if you don't care about the months of hard work I put into this cosplay and just want to see the 4.5 something minutes of vlog footage I got and a bit of my performance, you can skip to this timestamp. I'm sorry, I know that sounds like guilt tripping, but it's there if you want to skip to it, but I didn't record much, I'm sorry. Anyway, I've never done a video like this before, so here is a very, very, very messy, sort of all over the place work in progress video of how I made my Magical Mirai 2021 Hatsune Miku cosplay. Okay, so I've never done a work in progress video like this, like a really long, in-depth one before. I've only ever really done short videos on like TikTok and Instagram and stuff, so I don't really know what I'm doing. I kind of just recorded stuff whenever I worked on this cosplay or whenever I remembered to record stuff, so a lot of this is going to be voiceovers of whatever's happening, and if there is a clip where I'm talking in it, I'll just let it play out. But these first few clips are of the underskirt that I made. It's just cotton and satin cut into a circle skirt and sewn together. And this is me pinning it together, featuring my dachshund, Bonnie, who appears a lot in my videos. She likes to just sit around while I'm sewing. She also likes to walk on top of my fabric when I'm sewing. I have a very limited sewing space. Like, I sew in my kitchen. That is my kitchen that you are looking at right now, and I sew on the floor and the dining room table, so I have very limited space. And I usually put my fabric on the ground in front of the back door, so the dog kind of has to walk over my stuff if she wants to go outside. So yeah, I work with what I have. I don't actually know what I'm meant to say in clips like this. Like, I've kind of told you everything you need to know about this skirt. Like, it's just a circle skirt, it's not that deep, so yeah, what do people say in these kinds of videos? I don't know. I'm open to advice, I guess, but I don't know how to explain what I'm doing other than I'm just sewing around the outside. And then, yeah. I've just sewn the satin and the cotton together, and I haven't done the middle, so I can still inside out it, so that the right sides of the fabric will be on the outside. Before I inside out it though, I am going to get my scissors and just cut little like slits along the edge of the skirt, so that when I inside out it, it's not all like puckered and stuff. It has like, it gives the fabric, I don't know how to explain it, it makes the fabric be able to look nicer when it's inside outed on a curve. So here I have the skirt. Have I inside outed it? No, I haven't. No, oh gosh, I have inside outed it. I've top stitched it, and now I'm gathering the middle, I think. Okay, I literally recorded these months ago. I'm pretty sure this was like either December or January. Like, so this is really long ago, and I haven't rewatched any of these clips. I'm kind of just doing the voiceover blindly, like I'm just going in blind. That is the waistband, I think. I don't know what and a little slit for the zipper. Honestly, actually, if this video is going to be anything like my my shorter work in progress reels and TikToks and stuff, this is just going to be absolute chaos. Like, I'm going to start out all sweet, like, hey guys, here's the fabric, here's me sewing, and it's just going to turn into me screaming at you about what I'm doing. So, what am I doing? What is that? I don't even know what that is. What am I looking at? Oh, it's the waistband. Okay, so I did the waistband in it's a really simple way of doing waistbands, but I don't know how to explain it. You basically sew, like, you fold it like bias tape basically, and it's like a giant strip of bias tape around the raw edge to like conceal it, and then I made like 2 panels to go on either side to make it sort of like an overall / pinafore sort of dress, and it has a functioning zipper, thank you very much, and I did actually insert a clasp onto the side, but look at that functioning zipper. I mentioned that to the judges at pre-judging. I never add zippers into my garments, so I was happy with myself, okay? Alright, so I did some math, and I'm not very good at math, so it's a bunch of equations. I don't know, anyway, pleats. I don't know what I'm gonna do, so I'm just gonna cut a bunch of strips and hope I have enough. I measured around the bottom of the underskirt, and it's like over 3 meters all the way around, but I still have to gather the bottom to make it look like a bubble skirt without it being a bubble skirt, if that makes sense. So yeah, wish me luck. I have no idea how this is gonna go, but we're just trying things here, you know? We're just gonna see, and if it fails, oh well. One problem I have though is I have this ribbon left over from the Lynette cosplay I made for my sister last year, and I was originally going to use this for like the little trim along the bottom of the pleats, but now that I know I need like 4 meters or more of pleats, this is not going to be enough, and I can't just buy more because I didn't get this from a fabric shop. This is literally just like a random roll of ribbon I found at a dollar shop, so color matching that's going to be fun. I might even just end up making my own bias tape out of satin or something, but yeah, that is not going to be enough. I once had a rotary cutter and I won it as a prize from a cosplay competition, and it worked for a little while, and then I think it got blunt and I stopped using it, and I have no idea where it was, but I just want to say I feel like that would come in handy right now because I want to like just pin the fabric every 8 centimeters because I want 8 centimeter size strips, and then just put this meter ruler down and then like cut it with the rotary cutter. But I don't know where it is, and even if I did find it, it's probably blunt because that was like 4 years ago. Oh my god. No, it was like 3 years ago. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably just use normal fabric scissors, which I don't want to do because I don't know. I'm in a weird mood. So I found it, and just as expected, it's rusty, I think. I have not used this thing in years, and I highly doubt it'll actually cut the fabric, but you know, we can give it a go. Never believe this. But it didn't work. I wonder why. Back to old reliable. These things have never failed me. This is what I mean when I say I have no idea what I'm doing in terms of filming a video like this, because where the hell did I dedicate like 4 minutes to me talking about a rotary cutter I won in a cosplay contest 3 years ago? Anyway, I cut up a bunch of strips of satin and then out of cotton because I lined everything on this cosplay, like literally everything, because I'm so lazy. I never line my garments, and I was like, you know what? This is gonna be a big competition piece. I'm gonna line everything. I'm gonna not be lazy. I'm gonna actually line my garments. So being lazy and just putting the ruler down and cutting it with scissors wasn't working because I ended up with like a super gross, like very jagged edge. So instead I was slightly less lazy and just used fabric chalk and cut along the line. I should have done that in the first place and just not been lazy. Fast forward a couple days / weeks and I ended up just buying bias tape online because I was too lazy to make my own. And of course, it was the wrong color because, you know, buying things online, they're not always going to look exactly how they look on the computer, and color matching has just always been a problem for me, and I feel like that's just a big cosplayer struggle in general. And of course, like I mentioned before, I lined the entire thing. So it's raining outside, and it's been quite a while since I worked on this cosplay, like actually sat down and worked on it. Like I did work on it last week, like I did these pleats and this bias tape, which is the wrong color, but whatever. I just need to hand sew these flowers onto the skirt, but apart from that, the skirt's like practically finished. I still have to sew a hook and eye into the skirt there to close it up, which I have a whole bunch of them here. But yeah, it has been a while since I've actually been able to sit down and like, not really voice over, but like talk about what I'm doing as I'm doing it, and like, yeah, this is what I've got so far. And the other day, all of my organza arrived. I ordered a crap ton of organza in different colors to make the roses on the underside of the petticoat, so that's what all this is. And at the time of me recording this clip, it's like about 4 or 5-ish months, about 4 actually I think, until SmashCon, which is the convention I'm wearing this cosplay to. So I need to get my shit together and start working on it because I literally only have this skirt done. So yeah, and I have a lot more flowers to make. But before I can do any of that, I kind of need to finish my other cosplays I'm working on for convention. That's literally in 2 weeks. This is part of a Splatoon wig, but before I can do literally anything, I kind of have to clean up my sewing space because it's a little bit of a mess right now. It's also April, so I have chocolate to motivate me. Haha, me from the future here to tell you that I was con crunching this cosplay, like
probably an unhealthy amount of con crunching on this cosplay because I'm a really bad procrastinator and I like to, I mean I don't like to, but I always leave things to the last minute.
Do you like my shirt? This lighting's probably terrible, but it's funny to me, okay? I'm pretty sure the last time I worked on this, I literally left fabric in my machine. Yes, I did. Okay. What the? I was making a rose, obviously, but I don't know where I got up to. Did I just give up? I don't know what happened. Well, anyway, how I am making the roses is I'm cutting the organza fabric I bought into strips and then sort of sewing it on an angle and then rolling it to make a rose, if that makes sense. I'll put a link to the video I followed somewhere, but that's what I'm doing for all of the roses on the petticoat.
So I just want to talk about con crunching and like the concept of con crunching real quick. Do I encourage it? Not really. As if you're doing it in a healthy way and you have like a reasonable amount of time to finish a cosplay and you know that you're going to be able to finish it without putting your own needs aside, then go for it, con crunch. But like, as much as I love this cosplay and how it came out, like I'll never be able to not associate it with those nights I spent like I was literally up until like midnight, like forcing myself to work on this and feeling guilty that I wasn't working on it just to get it finished. And I don't think that's a really healthy way of working on not just cosplay, but anything in general. Like, no matter how good the outcome is, you should always put yourself first. Like, obviously, practice what you preach. I'm not very good at putting my own needs ahead of like when I, like if I've got my mindset on something, I just have to do it. But you know, I just want to say, like, con crunch responsibly, I guess. Anyway, enough of that. What you just saw was me making the cape petals, and this is the top, and past me will tell you more.
I'm making the top, and right now I have this monstrosity. It's very complicated, and I did mess up, and there's a lot of pieces to it, but it might just work. So basically it's a very, very short top that cuts off over the middle of my bust, and then it's got a bunch of panels that come down from there, like that. I mean, like, and then there will be a band that goes around this seam here, like it does in the reference. And there's like, I struggled to pattern this because it looks different in like every reference I could find, and every reference I could find she's like doing a twirl or posing in a way that the dress isn't like sitting flat. So I did what I could and I think it looks alright. This was going to be a mock-up, but I'm also using the fabric I was originally going to use anyway. It's like an off-white cotton, and then I'm gonna sorry, I'm sick, I sound bad. Hi Bonnie. I'm gonna cover each individual piece with this lily organza I bought. It's really pretty and really shiny. I think I may have already shown it, I don't know. But each piece is gonna get covered in that, and then I'm gonna line it with something, I don't know. I'll look around in my fabric stash if I have something, but yeah, and then I'm gonna do some beading because I love beading, and put a zipper in the back, and hopefully it'll work.
Bunny! Bunny! Bunny, is that the birds? Is that the birds? Whoa.
Don't even think about it. She likes walking over the top of my fabric, and like I get it, I put my fabric right in front of the door to go outside, so... Yeah, what? What? If you want to go outside, I'm gonna have to pick you up again.
Is that the birds? Do you want to go outside?
Are you... okay. I did leave a little path for her so she can go outside, okay? Okay. So I organized my sewing space a little bit, and all of my fabric for this specific Miku is in here. So this is the gold I've been using for some of the flowers on her dress. This is the fabric I originally bought for the lining. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but I probably will. Some more like tulle, sparkly tulle organza. And this is the lily organza I was talking about before that I'm going to cover the top with. Like, it doesn't really show up well on camera, but maybe a little bit. See how it like shimmers? It's really shimmery, and like it catches the light really nicely. And again, this specific Miku design looks different in every reference, so I'm trying my best here with matching colors and fabrics and stuff. Also, look how pretty this is. So pretty. Also, I realize I haven't been like filming as much progress for this video as I would have liked to, because I have had like on and off motivation for this cosplay, and also I've just been working on it whenever I have free time, which is not a lot. But yeah, look, these are all the organza roses I made. They're not sewn yet, they're just holding on with sewing clips, but I made a whole bunch. I still have a bunch to make. But yeah, that's attached to the petticoat. I've been slowly sewing these flowers onto the skirt, and I've been working on the cape petals. Each one is like duck cotton, same cotton as the shirt. That sparkly organza with the glitter on it, and a bit of what do you call it, embroidery, more like applique sort of. And I made some kanzashi flowers with the gold I mentioned before. These are for her shoes, and there's one on the cape and on the microphone, but I don't think I'm gonna make the microphone.
At this point, I pretty much stopped recording all of my progress because I was putting all of my focus into just getting this cosplay finished in time. I got sick for an entire month right before the convention. All of June, I was so sick. I have never been that sick in my life, and I didn't work on this cosplay. I pretty much didn't work on it at all because I was just so sick and so like mentally exhausted as well. And like I mentioned before, the con crunch, it was just, I was literally sewing in my hotel room. It was not good. It was not healthy. I do not recommend it. But like, I regret the con crunch, but I don't regret the choice to not give up. I guess I'm proud of myself, not for making poor decisions and poor time management, but I'm proud of myself for just not giving up. Something I struggle with a lot of my hobbies, like cosplay, drawing, whatever, is that like I have a bad habit of not finishing things, especially if it's not turning out the way I wanted to or as quickly as I wanted. But hey, despite everything, I just kept going, I didn't give up, and I made a pretty awesome cosplay if I do say so myself. And even though this video is a mess, thank you for watching my progress. And without further ado, here is the very, very small amount of clips I remembered to vlog of the convention. I'm sorry there isn't a whole lot. I wanted to vlog more, but I was just so busy the whole weekend and I kept forgetting. But you just being here watching this whole thing means a lot, so thank you. I kid you not, those were the only 2 clips I got from the entire weekend, apart from the cosplay contest itself. So here is a clip of me being interviewed right after my performance, and then a bunch of other stuff that I'll just voice over for.
Please tell us, what are you most proud about your costume? There's amazing sewing going on here, lots of flowers, I love it.
A lot of flowers. Every single flower on this cosplay is handmade. Took me ages. My fingers are so sore, but I'm so happy I stuck with it till the end because I was like, so many.
Fantastic.
Too many flowers.
Oh, of course, not enough flowers. You did a fantastic job. Thank you so much.
Mirai Miku 2021 from Roadboard.
So here it is, the final product. I'll get straight to the point here. Did I win anything at this competition? No, I didn't. And that's 100% okay. The competition this year had some absolutely amazing cosplayers in it. And for me, the people in the competition is my favorite part about it. For me, it's not about winning, it's not about popularity or fame or, being recognized by international superstar cosplayers. The real reason I love competing in cosplay contests so much is the people. I had some of the greatest conversations I've ever had in my life with people who I had only met that day, heck, that minute. Everyone backstage is so kind and so supportive and so friendly, and it's just a lovely environment that I enjoy being in. I love talking to other cosmakers about how they made that dress or how they went about that prop. I love seeing people who have made props and asking questions about them. I love hearing other people's stories about cosplay and their life in cosplay. For some people, this was their first convention, this was their first competition, or this was even their first cosplay ever. Everyone in this masquerade was so kind and so lovely to talk to, and heck, I even made some new friends. Socializing and being around strangers and talking to new people has been something I struggled with my whole life. So for me, it's really something special to be able to just connect with people that have similar interests to me and similar hobbies. I'll be honest, I wasn't really that upset that I didn't win anything either, because for me, it's the people and the performance that makes it all worth it for me. I'd say that if you're only entering a cosplay competition to win and nothing else, then you shouldn't be competing at all, it's not for you. For me, competitions have always been about being able to be on stage in a costume I made, doing my silly little dances. And heck, if I win something, that's just an added bonus. Competing for me is just such a special experience that I rarely get to do, so it really holds a special place in my heart. Yes, it's stressful. Yes, I con crunched in an unhealthy way. Yes, I doubted myself, but in the end, I guess it was kind of worth it. Let me just say, the amount of positive feedback I got on this cosplay made it feel like all those hours I spent, practically almost on the verge of tears, it made it all feel worth it. It made me feel validated for my hard work. The MC that interviewed me after my performance came up to me after the masquerade to personally tell me how much she loved my hard work and how much she appreciated all of the hours I spent sewing those flowers and those, just all the little details in my cosplay. I had several people and staff members backstage stop me to tell me they loved the roses on my petticoat, they loved all the hand beading, they loved all the handmade flowers, they just loved everything about my cosplay. Practically everyone I had talked to that day had something nice to say to me about my hard work, and for me, that is what made it all worth it in the end. That is why I continue to do this silly little hobby, this expensive, silly little hobby. I love the people, I love this community. It's just such a wonderful environment to be in. And of course, I've heard horrible stories of other competitive scenes, other competitive cosplay scenes and how horrible they are. So I'm just so grateful that here in Sydney we have such a lovely group of competitive cosplayers, and you guys are all so talented, and the winners here, which you're seeing right now, all 100% deserved it. I want to finish this off with something positive. No matter if you're a beginner cosplayer or an expert, just have fun with it. Even if you're at your lowest point, just don't ever give up. As long as you're doing what you love and it's making you happy, then you're doing the right thing. At the end of the day, competition or not, cosplay is just a silly little hobby where we all get to play dress up and bring our favorite characters to life. I want to just give a quick shout out as well to the Smash staff and crew for such a wonderful cosplay masquerade. It was organized 10 times better than the one they had last year. I competed this year and last year, and I just want to say they made so many wonderful improvements, and everything just flowed so smoothly and so well. So thank you to the Smash staff and the Smash crew. Thank you to the wonderful other cosplayers who I had so many fun conversations with backstage. Thank you to the judges for your time. Thank you to my friends and mutuals who came to watch my performance. And thank you to my sister for being there for me, always. And finally, thank you so much for watching.
Once again.